channel. This is Amy, and I am the Reading Stitcher on Instagram. This is my Flosstube channel where I primarily talk about all things cross-stitch. I may eventually bring in some other hobbies. I sometimes knit and crochet, and I also read quite a bit. So this is kind of like my March update. The last video update I posted was I think on March 6th. So I have a lot to show you. I worked on less projects this time, so I got more progress on a smaller amount. I did miss a couple of stitchy days, mainly because my power was actually out for 4 days in a row. So my computer died, which has a lot of my patterns on it, and I had no lighting, obviously, so I didn't craft at all for 4 days. And other than that, I only missed 1 day in March of stitching, so I was actually really happy with myself, and I feel like I got a lot done. And I think I've kind of gotten the hang of how I want to, do my videos and the setup. I did a stash video on some of my kits. I still have another bin of stuff that is already kitted up, but that just needs to, to wind the floss and stuff like that. And I also have a basket full of full coverage patterns that I'll also be showcasing. So those will also be extras coming up. I'll probably do one of those a month. So you'll see some more of stash things, one more video of that this month. And I'm also going to start recording bi-weekly. The reason I wanted to do that is because I feel like I'm not making enough videos, and that by leaving it to the end of the month, I'm actually making things harder on myself when it comes to, getting everything prepared. So I guess I'll just get started. I made sure that I have all my notes, so I actually have my laptop open right now with my notes here so that I can give you all the information that I will try not to forget anything this time. I know I'm not very great with that. So my first pattern, and there's in no particular order, is Heaven and Earth Design, Love Owls, and I'll put what it would look like up right here. You should be seeing a picture beside me in this free space here. And this is a pattern by James Browne, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm working this on 16 count 2/1. Here's a picture of where it was last time, and I got a fair amount done on this. It's all folded up here. It's a big piece of fabric, even if the pattern won't fit the whole thing. So this is my current progress. So I made it past the first half of that page, but this page is probably, like, I'm working, let me see if I can make this easier on myself. See, it's a big piece of fabric, because when I started, I didn't really know how the fabric sizes and stuff work, so I was so unsure about everything. And this is my oldest pattern. So here we go. There we go. That makes it a little bit easier. Yep. That's a little bit easier on myself. So this is, I just started working my way down, and I'm, trying to finish this page. So I'm going to try and finish this page this month. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to keep going down to, because there's one more page, I think, one more page under here, and then like a partial page to reach the bottom. So I might go that way just to reach the bottom, just to see how big it's going to be, and then maybe cut off some of this fabric that I just don't need. But yeah, so if I can lean back here and you can see the whole thing. So that's the whole thing. Hope you guys are seeing that okay. And this was the first one I ever started. First full coverage, first pattern. And me not knowing how long it took these things. Started in 2020. I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll get that done super fast. No, that is not how that works apparently. But yeah, it is one of my focus full coverages for this year because it's my oldest one. The next pattern I have, you'll be seeing a picture of it right here, is another Heaven and Earth design, and this is Celestine by Margaret Morales. Margaret Morales is one of my favorite designer artists. If I could, I'd buy everything of hers. As it is, I think I have maybe 2 or 3, and then all the other ones are my wish list. So this one, this is what it looked like last time, and this one is on a 25 count lugana 1/1, and I did 1,658 stitches this month. And I didn't think I needed to take it out of the hoop. This is all progress. It's all been in here. And I just love this. I love the colors. I love the way the feathering is coming out. It's just so gorgeous. And I really, really enjoy working on my 25 count lugana. It's 16 count Ada, and this is my absolute favorite. Everything goes on those 2 counts. And I will be right back because my dog, I think he needs to go outside. So I'll be right back. Hi, and I'm back. I just needed to let my dogs outside. We have a fenced-in backyard, so they're out there all the time. The next project that I have for you is Pokemon Home Sweet Home by Lord Libidon. Put the pattern here for you to see what it's like when it's done. And this was a free pattern that I got off the Lord Libidon site, and I think you can still find it there. If I can, I'm gonna start linking where I can for where I get my patterns, so I will attempt to do that for you guys. So this is on a 14 count Smokey Ada, worked 2/1, and this is the fabric is like one of those like stamped fabrics where the color's just on the one side, and this is where it was when you guys last saw it, and this is where it is now. So I finished, you can't see it very well, but I did finish all of the white in this pattern. And also in this pattern, you can actually, let me just fold this up. So everything that I worked on was here in the roof. And in this roof, I don't think it's very noticeable, so it works in my favor, but there's a counting mistake in here. I'm off by 1, and I decided to just leave it. Every house has its imperfections, and so does this one now. So this is a Pokemon pattern from the original Pokemon Red and Blue. So this character sprite here is Red, and he's the playable character. And I love this. This is one of the patterns that I do plan on hanging up and framing. Probably to stay down here in my place, but I think it's adorable. And that got 209 stitches. The next pattern that I have is Boreal Colors by StitchesSewBeautiful. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it. I'll post the picture here for you so you can see what it's going to look like. And this is on 25 count 1/1, and it got 1,165 stitches. And I'm still mainly working in the black here. And when the light shines on it, you can see that the coverage isn't the best. But once it's in a frame and hung up, I don't think that's going to matter. And I think now that I'm starting to see the blues and stuff that are coming in, so I finished this page. Right here is this full page done. So right here. That's a full page. Tiny, tiny pages for StitchesSewBeautiful. Especially when I compare it to my HAED pages. It's just so tiny and it goes so by fast. I mean, I know this is mainly 310, so it goes fast regardless at this point. But I love it. I absolutely love this. And so this gets worked on at least once a week for at least 250 stitches, because I do the StitchesSewBeautiful Facebook challenge, where if you participate and you do the 250 stitches each week and post it on time, then you can get the free pattern and enter it into their draw. So this is the pattern that I use for that. And hopefully I remember to put up a photo for this, because I get a lot of stitches in on this one and I really, really like it. So the next pattern is another Heaven and Earth design. You're going to see 6 Heaven and Earth design patterns in total in this update. And then I have a couple more that I didn't work on. So I have a lot of Heaven and Earth. Heaven and Earth is definitely my favorite charter. This is Mini Serenity by Fain. And here's what it will look like when it's done. And hopefully what it looks like when the last time you saw it. And this is where we are now. So I'm still only on the second page on this. I started it forever ago, but I only just started getting into it. And I mainly worked in this stretch right here. So you can see now that her first wing here, and then this is the tip of her second wing. And this has been my favorite part to stitch so far. This is the moon. And the moon in the pattern is absolutely gorgeous. So far, it has been my favorite part to stitch. Just like the brightness of those particular purples in this kind of background. I love it. And so this is on a 16 count. This is 2/1. And she got 511 stitches. Love it. I absolutely love it. Almost all of my needle minders too, I know I've left all of mine on. Almost all of them come from Etsy. And I don't actually know who in particular I got them from, because I just buy from whoever's on sale. The next pattern that I have is Baby Daenerys. And this is by Nadezhda. I'm sorry, her name, I am not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but Nadezhda, Davlichina. I probably just butchered that name. But this is a maker off of Etsy, and this is what it looks like when it's done, and what it will look like last time you saw it. This got a lot of progress. This is on a 16 count hand dyed by Rolanda fabric. She's also on Etsy. I'm working on this on 2/1, and I got lots of progress on this. I absolutely love where this is going. This has just been getting more and more enjoyable to stitch. And this got 1,313 stitches. So I worked on all the back stitch up here. Obviously all the back stitch in this dragon is now done. The dragon is done, and her Daenerys' head is almost done. And I had an oopsie in here where I was off by 1. So I actually took an entire line out of the pattern, but I don't think you can notice it with her eyes at all. So I think I did a pretty good job, you know, fixing that. So there's going to be a lot more backstitch around her eyes and in her hair. But I finished off a few colors. And I really, really am enjoying this now. And I'm so glad that I decided to do this backstitch, because at first I wasn't going to do it because it looked like so much. But it really, really makes the pattern just kind of much more beautiful. Okay. This one I think, yeah, I think it's okay in the hoop. This is another Heaven and Earth design. This is Earth Unicorn by Kelee Riley. And this is what it looks like when it's done, and what it looked like last time you saw it. This is just a small pattern, one of their circular patterns with no background, about 30,000 stitches. And this is on a 25 count lugana 1/1. She got 900 stitches in on this. So mainly what I worked on was I finished, because I work on this in Royal Rose, just block by block, so not the columns, but just 10 by 10 blocks moving back and forth across the page. So I got this, I think we were around here last time, so I got all of this in here done, and I'm so happy with how this works. I started this year, in January, I think, and I don't think I've worked at this much on a pattern in like succession, because I think I'm almost at 20% or past 20% on this. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a lot done so far on this. I absolutely love it. Enough that I bought the other elements in the kind of like set. So along with the earth, there's wind, water, and fire. All the unicorns in the same kind of style, and they're all gonna get done eventually. So my next pattern is the last Heaven and Earth I have to show you, and this is a mini Wind and Snow Dragon by Renee Biertempfel. I think that's how you say it. This is a retired chart. This is what it looks like when it's done, and what it would have looked like last time you saw it. Again, I just left this one in the hoop. I actually ended up buying some bigger hoops for some of these patterns. So some of the 16 count ones, I decided to move up a hoop size, because I normally work in these like super small ones, no matter what the size of my fabric is. But I find like when I'm working in my challenges and I'm like taking pictures every 100 stitches, it's just so much easier with a bigger hoop now. So this pattern, this whip is on 16 count. It's 2/1 and got 1,404 stitches. So I finished an entire diagonal and then started on the next one. So I believe so I'm working on this one here. And I think I'm moving up. Yeah, I think I'm moving up like this. And then that will be, this line right here will be halfway through the page. Can't see the dragon all that much, but you can see like how the pattern looks. So after this page here, so one more page from this section right here, and then a partial like column will be the end of this pattern. And I'm a little bit worried actually that I don't have enough fabric. A little bit worried. I'm hoping that I'm remembering it wrong and that this is the last full page and that there's only a partial here. Otherwise, I'm going to be very upset. I think I would cry if that happened at this point, because I've been working on it for so long. Okay, so the next one is Quaker Jute Pen by Jardin Prive. This is what it looks like when it's finished and where it'll have been last time you saw it. So this is on a 25 count white lugana. I wasn't really thinking when I started on this fabric. I wanted it on white fabric like this, but I should have used this particular piece for one of my full coverages because it's huge. I don't know what I was thinking. I might be able to stick a really small full coverage on here after I'm done, but who knows. This got 200 stitches. And what I did, let me just do this. So I was working on this motif here, so I did all this red in here and also worked my way down through this section. So I really do love the effect of this red and black on this white lugana. It's the exact effect that I wanted. I just wish that I was thinking and didn't put it on like a full piece of lugana, because I could have used this for something. And I mean, I probably still could, because there's only about this much left on the I think maybe here would be where the end is, like once I cut for fabric and stuff. So I might be able to put something really small on here, but I'm kind of upset with myself for doing that. And I don't pull this one very often, so just when it gets called for a challenge or for whip go or anything like that. Not because I don't enjoy it, it's just that full coverage are my favorites. The next pattern that I worked on was the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplers. You've probably seen this one before, so this is what it looks like and where it would have been last time you saw it. This is on a 25 count Stormy Night Lugana. Again, it's one of those ones that's like a stamped color, so the one side has the color and the other side is just, so this side has the color on it. And this got 309 stitches. So I worked entirely over here. I finished these two trees, and there's some snowflakes in there that hopefully you can see. There we go. Hopefully. I started the little house there. So this is 1/1 except for these snowflakes, and those I do 2/2 because I wanted them to pop more. Give them kind of a bit of texture. I thought that the 1/1 just wasn't enough for it. And I started this in the middle. And again, I should have started it over here in the corner a bit more. I thought it was going to be bigger for some reason. I can still fit 1 or 2 more on here if I do it right, because I want to use the same fabric for the next ones in the pattern. Oh well. You'll learn each time you do it. The next one is one of my stitch-alongs. It is the Blackwater Siren Sal by Filipina. This, I don't really have a picture. I can put up where we're at so far. Because I don't really have a picture, right, of what the full pattern is going to be just yet. But this is going to be 4 different like sirens on a large rock with a treasure chest. Last time I showed this to you, I'll put the picture here. I had just finished the first part, which is the treasure chest, including all the beading and specialty threads. I like to do that as I go. So this is on a 28 count Dark Waters fabric, but Under the Sea Fabrics. It's my first time working on 28 count, and I'm working this 3 threads over 2 because I really like the coverage. And this got 172 stitches, and this is all I did was in here. So that's just like the first siren's ear and the start of her hair. So I think her head is like right here. I do enjoy working on this, but it's one that takes my concentration because I'm not used to the 28 count, especially not 2/2. So I just work on this in small increments. But again, I'll be doing like the beading and all that sort of stuff as I go on that one. So the last one that I have to show you is the 2025 Mystery Sal, Celestial Fantasy by the Crusted Studio. There's 8 or 9 parts of this out now. I'm still working on the first part because I'm working color by color extreme in the page because I didn't fully kit it up, so I'm missing a bunch of colors. This is where you've seen it last time. It's on 25 count lugana 1/1, and I got 401 stitches. So to my eyes, when I look at this, it doesn't actually look like I got that many. I'm about this is about 50% of the pattern. I've hit a lot of zeros. Last time I worked on this, I added a bunch more in this section here. Almost all the browns are new. In the shaping of this hair wisp here. But I got rid of the majority of my ninja stitches in the colors that I do have. I have big pages. It's like 4,000 stitches a page, which I know, like in anything else, I'd be like, oh, that's nothing. But in this, I'm just like, it's hard on my eyes for some reason. Maybe because I'm doing an extreme and I usually work in the blocks, so it's like a hard shift for me. But I am enjoying it. I've seen some people who are like fully caught up to date, and it's gorgeous. I honestly just can't wait to kind of work my way through. Those were all of my patterns. For plans, basically I'm going to work on whatever pops up in my challenge. I'm still working on an Australia and US Survivor challenge, and we merged in the Australia one, so all of it, there's no teams except for temporary teams. And so now, instead of stitching like 2 main projects, I'm stitching a whip assigned to each player. And I'm fairly certain the US Survivor will be merging this week or next week. So then that will have the same. So I'll just assign one of my whips to each one of the players. And then, as they get eliminated, that whip is also eliminated. But that's my main kind of way that I'm stitching at the moment. I've been thinking to myself of ways that I can do the same kind of like gaming challenge for stitching to kind of keep me going, because I've done a lot of stitches like working within this challenge group, but I don't know which like big challenge they have like this that's coming up next. So I might choose one of my own shows and kind of assign something to it. Because I don't really watch TV in general. I usually watch like YouTube or something like anything like that. I'm not a huge like TV person. But that's all that I have for today. So thank you if you watched this whole thing or any of it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I will see you all next time. So thank you and bye.